Before we get started on this episode on Chilling3000 Hangouts, we have some news to report that everybody knows, and that is that Bill Russell and Ben Scully has passed away this past week. Bill Russell was a great basketball legend who won over 10 rings for the Boston Celtics and was once called the Babe Ruth of basketball. He was a legend for the NBA, and we will all miss Bill Russell here. Also, earlier this week, we unfortunately lost Ben Scully, who Ben has been the voice of the Los Angeles Dodgers for over 60 years. He's he was incredible at his job of what he does for the game of baseball. And it's unfortunate that earlier this past week we lost both Ben Scully and Bill Russell. This episode is a dedication to Ben Scully and Bill Russell. So we are going to take a little moment of silence for Bill Russell and Ben Scully. Thank you. And now, let's begin this episode of Chilling3000 Hangouts.
Do it for Bob!
We got it.
Well, have a great night and see how
This radical
How about that focus, huh?
What?
Let me tell you what.
Well, there's Lucas, everybody.
Hi.
Yes, we are live here for episode 16 of Chilling3000 Hangouts. I'm very happy to do this episode. I want to thank everybody who has tuned into live chat. Now, originally on this episode, we were going to interview Ted Saucer, but unfortunately, he's been sick. So I thought, you know what, episode 16, why not Lucas, you know? And so there he is. So, how are you doing tonight, Lucas?
I'm doing good. I actually just got done eating dinner and just chilling, man. I was actually at the beach today, too. Got to relax today. Went to the gym. So everything's been good. It's been a good day.
Yes, Shorty. And I accidentally said that word as well at the end of my press log when my my microphone my microphone fell over. I was having some issues with my computer, and all of a sudden at the end of my press log I said that word when I was trying to say clear. But
Oh,
anyway,
boy.
So tell everybody about yourself.
I am LCMuscles. I'm one of the original co-hosts of the Pain Game podcast with Romy and Shane O'Mac, the pimp daddy of Pinewood County, and was the host for Pain Game. One of the hosts for Pain Game for a while. We got up to pretty much nearly 100 episodes. We're almost there. Then I ended up taking a step back. I do my own Pain Game pick'ems, but now, ever since Pain Game pick'ems, unfortunately, is now going to be moved over to Alexander the Great's channel. Talk about that, but I cover a lot of sports. I'm a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher soon, and Pretty much, there's not too much else. I just like being. I've been on YouTube for a long time. I always want to bring people entertainment, brings people some good content. I've had some good content over the years, but I taken a step back over the past few years. But you know what? I still come on once in a while to provide entertainment for you guys. So that's pretty much about it for me.
What classes do you teach?
Social science and social studies mostly. I'm also going to be
Nice.
working in special needs as well. So
Very good. All
thank you.
right. I guess we go to our first question here. How did you get started on YouTube, and how did you join the network community group, or like how did you met Gary, Roman, etc.?
Okay, so when I started on YouTube, I started back in 2008. And when I first started off, I just did silly videos. I didn't do anything serious. I did mostly sports pictures and stuff, like pretty much the old school YouTube days where pretty much anything and everything goes content wise. I was just posting on some basic stuff, nothing too crazy. I did post something in 2009, which became my most popular video, was from the show American Dad. There was a video called, there was the picture from the episode My Morning Jacket, and that was an episode from American Dad, and there was a clip from that song. There was a song that was played on that part, and people were running, oh my god, what's that song from that episode called? Well, I put it on my thing, and that video blew to over 880,000 views. Oh yes, like Mike's got a good point. Back when video response were on YouTube, one of the best and most underrated things ever, and yet they took that away from us. How I got to know Gary and Romy. Well, I definitely got to know Romy before I met Gary. I met Romy, I think back in 2014. I think it was. Like I definitely was right around when a little bit after Alex met up with him, and I asked Romy, "Hey, Romy, would you like to do a podcast type show sometime?" Because I absolutely like doing podcasts, and I wanted to get into it. So Romy said yes, and we start off with a muscle podcast. Yeah, you know, the name sucked. It was just tentative title. And then we hit our stride on episode 4. That was when we really hit our first big hit, was episode 4 of the Painting Game podcast. And that was a smash success, an absolutely fantastic episode where Romy pretty much went off on Mr. Casual, and it just continued to go on from there. And then I ended up meeting Romy and Gary both in person.
I'm a casual person, but what were you saying?
Oh yeah, but but anyways, what happened was that was the first one. But Mr. Casual though is a completely different person though, David. He's a way different person. Yeah, we all know about Mr. Casual. I don't want to talk much more about him because he's gone worse, but still, the best thing was we did the show for a while. It was a really good show, especially when we brought on Shane. I feel like that's when we really started to hit our stride. We had some great episodes, 45, 60, 88, and many others were all fantastic. We had some great moments, including my face in one of the episodes, like the and many other faces. Pretty much where I made Romy shit his pants. There were many other moments like that were just absolutely fantastic. And then we all got to me, Shane, Romy, and Gary all met up in Las Vegas, and that was a fantastic trip. That was a fantastic trip, and it was something where I got to meet them in person. It was awesome getting to meet them in person, especially Romy. I hung out with the most with Romy. Gary did a lot of his own thing, but that was because he had something going on at the time that was completely different. And Shane just did his own thing for a little while, because I know he had a lot of friends that are in Las Vegas, because that's where he originally is from. If you guys did not know that, Shane's originally from Las Vegas.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so Shane O'Mac, Pimp Daddy's originally from Las Vegas. It makes sense why he's a pimp. But it was great though seeing Romy and everyone. I got to hang out with Romy and Romy's mom a lot, and we got to go to the Titanic Museum. We did a lot of fun things, and it was still a great time. And probably the best thing ever was probably when me and Romy we were walking all over the Titanic Museum. We were walking back to the hotel, and Romy was complaining about his legs hurting, and Romy was complaining, like, "Oh, my legs hurt." And then his mom goes, "Quit complaining, Jerome." It was one of the greatest things ever. I wish I caught that on camera, but it was so damn funny because Romy's legs were tired at that time. But still,
Speaking
Fantastic.
of, his mother's birthday was actually a couple of days ago.
That's right. I did say happy birthday, host. Happy birthday, Romy. I.
So, how do you meet Alex and Austin as well?
Okay, so Alex and Austin, that's a little bit more further back. So let's wind the clock back a little bit with
Because I
Alex
do
and Austin.
remember, because I do remember, like on Alex's channel, like you were there in person, like in one videos.
Oh,
Whenever
I've
he was,
done multiple videos of Austin.
yeah.
um, I met Austin when I first moved. So actually, originally I was from New Jersey. I was originally in New Jersey. Then I moved down to Florida, and I ended up meeting Austin, Shane, and our buddy Cody. We were all in middle school. And this is the first middle school I went to. It was, I don't want to say the name of the middle school because I'm not revealing my location, but still,
Hmm.
it was a fun. It was called the Academy. Let's just call it the Academy for now. But we all met at the Academy and we just hung out. We were all good friends. They helped me out a lot, especially when I first moved out, like especially from someone not knowing anyone and being my first like complete experience. I made a fool of myself the first day. I'm not going to lie. I saw a hot chick and I tried to impress her a little bit, but yeah, I got
I
made fun
see.
of it. They were at least there to help, to be there and have like be able to at least make me feel a little bit better about being in middle school. And I've known Austin since. Alex I knew in high school. I got to meet freshman year of my high school, and I knew him until I ended up going to a different high school. But I still known Alex and Austin for many years. I met Austin first, then I met Alex, and I've hung out with both of them many, many times, which is awesome. So that's how I met Austin and Alex.
Very nice. Um, so I would like to say hello to everybody in the chat. We have Dylan, Mike, Dominic, Jeffrey, Jose, Jordy, who cares about him, and Dominic and Michael. So now, how did you get started on the Pain Game podcast, and what inspired you to do it, and how did the format work or start?
The network was mainly Gary's idea. That I really didn't have much part in starting the network. That was something Gary realistically started. What made me want to do the Paint Game podcast, or when we first started the podcast, was pretty much I just wanted to talk about basic stuff like movies, sports, whatever. And I didn't really have that venue to talk about, especially with me being myself. Sometimes I'm not able to have. Especially when I first started, before I started, I was really nervous about coming on camera and talking about stuff because I really didn't do it that much. Like I was doing old workout videos and workout advice videos back in the day, but otherwise I really wasn't like doing anything podcast wise. And I wanted to talk more about some fun stuff, have more of a fun outlet to just come out there and talk about certain things. So I talked to Romy. We ended up getting an agreement and we ended up started doing the episode. The first time was a little recorded one. It did not turn out the best.
What's
That's
on Skype?
Muscle Podcast was just like the pilot. It was just like a pilot, but now the thing was with painting
Was
game
it
to get better, and it was just awesome.
was it recorded on Skype for the pilot?
Yep, it was on Skype. That's right.
Who uses Skype anymore?
Oh, no one does. I don't use Skype anymore. The last time I used it was on my old jobs back in 2018, but otherwise I haven't used Skype. No one uses it anymore. People use much different things. Zoom or Google Teams or whatever, but I remember Skype. It was all right, but
Here's a question from Mike. How did you came up with the LCMuscles podcast?
how did I come up with the name?
Yeah, with the name.
Oh, the first one, I honestly don't remember. Hi, Alexander the Great. Alexander. Great. But
Great. A pencil with a pencil.
yeah, it was a prototype. I really didn't have a name for it, to be honest with you. I just, because me and Romy were both muscular, I just said, fuck, we're just going to call the Muscle Podcast just to test it out. So that was pretty much it. Then Painting Game, we wanted to talk about Painting Game because I know when Painting Game, the movie came out, it was definitely controversial. There were many people that didn't like it, so many people that loved it. Me and Alex and Austin all thought it was absolutely funny. It was like one of those movies that was really funny at the time, but one of our other friends, Mr. Casual, was complete opposite on that. So Why not mess with that and just say, hey, let's just call it the Pain and Gain podcast? I feel like it would be a fun name just because of Pain and Gain. So that's what led to it become a Pain and Gain podcast.
Yes. Also, panicking is how Jerome met Alex, I believe.
What? Wait, what was that?
I said panicking was the reason why Jerome met Alex.
Yeah, no, I think Alex. I think Alex. I think they met beforehand. I think they met before the pod.
Before August 26, 2013.
Oh yeah, no, I know it was 2014. I think. Yeah, he met it back in 2014. That's when Romy knew Alex because they were all like typing. Like I think they were all like on Messenger or whatever. And then Romy really didn't come on camera until 2014, and that was for a review of one of the wrestling events. And that was on Alexander the Great's channel. And yes, Alex, it was a pretty bad name. I'm not going to lie, it was a bad name, but still,
yes.
That's what led up to it. To be honest with you.
Yes, Raven Rat is a better name. So
I know, but you guys also had more time to think about it. This was back in 2015, so it was definitely way farther back, though.
What is your favorite Pain Game podcast episode of all time?
Man, that's a tough one. There are a few of them I have in mind. 4 is definitely one of my favorites. That, like, especially now looking back at just how raw Romy was and just how this Mr. Casual became later in life, and pretty much how Romy predicted a lot of what Mr. Casual would become. I think episode 4 really resonates with me and a lot of other people because I didn't see it at the time, but a lot of people didn't see it at the time, but Romy knew ahead of time, which was great, and it still holds up to this day. But personally, 88 is probably my favorite just because of Gary being on that. That was just brilliant. The Bofas on the sofas, just him reading
Bofa on the sofa.
The Bofa on the sofa.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's up there for 88, 4, and probably I'd say 60 would probably be my top 3.
Speaking of episode 60, which is this is the title of the episode from my show.
Right, it is 60.
But this is the most viewed episode of Pain Game. What is your reaction to that episode being so successful?
The reason why I absolutely love episode 60 was because I feel like this was the peak of the show. I feel like this was the best rant possible on somebody, and they rightfully deserve to be ranted on. And everything how we went over everything and how it impacted everyone on the panel, which was me, Romy, and Shane, how it affected all of us. It was absolutely perfect, and we were able to all pitch in. Mainly because in 4, even though Romy did a great job on it, I didn't pitch in as much as I wanted to. And for some of the other ones, like with Hangouts, with him and the other ones, I wasn't able to contribute much because I didn't know about him. But this one, I felt like I could contribute more. That's why I feel like 60 was the peak, and it was the best one because we all had something to do with these individuals that we feature on the show.
Yes. Episode 60 is still the most viewed episode, and nothing would touch it.
Yeah, I don't think anything's touching it, even though I would like 4 to do it. But the problem with 4 was the 88. I would love to see personally.
So what got you into interest of a lot of sports?
Interest in what?
You getting into sports like football, wrestling, I think, and what got you into sports?
Okay, so in regards to sports, this goes back a little bit further, especially when I really was never a big sports guy until I turned about maybe 10, 11, 12 years old. Like, I wish I got into sports earlier in life. My parents tried to get me into soccer when I was younger. I just never really saw the point of it. I was more of a video game kind of kid back in the day. I just wanted to stay at home and play video games all day. And I think that's how a lot of people were. But as I got older,
I actually did, play soccer once as well, but it was just like, I don't know, it wasn't my thing, like after like my last year.
Yeah, like I like sports, but I really was never into it until I realistically got into middle school and high school. My buddy Cody who got me into wrestling, like the watching WWE. He actually let me go over his house and watch a pay per view, and that was a lot of fun.
or pay per
And
view?
that one was Great American Bash, 2007. I actually remember that one. It was actually the Great American Bash where John Cena and Bobby Lashley faced off, and I wanted Bobby Lashley to win.
Oh,
Yeah, that was interesting to say the least because Bobby Lashley, that was probably also the point where Bobby Lashley was at one of his highest points. That's one of the things I liked about that pay per view. And pretty much seeing Hornswoggle go into Cruiserweight Championship was absolutely hilarious.
yeah.
That was funny. Like, I'm not going to lie, that was pure genius seeing him win. Like, Hornswoggle, that was probably the ones where I laughed the most. And yeah, that was the nice scene what became Fuckboy Buckethead. Yes, that is true, Alex.
John Cena, Jerome's favorite wrestler, who
And yeah,
also hosts
WrestleMania
Wipeout.
23 was my first WrestleMania. That was my first one.
Yeah,
Oh,
as for
yes,
me, as for me with sports, I mean, I didn't get, started watching baseball until like 2017, and like that was the only thing I watched because it was interesting. Also, I liked how the announcers like brought people into it as well. With their
right.
laughter and everything, and also the excitement. But as for football, I mostly watched the Super Bowls because it was like once a weekend and people are busy on the weekend sometimes. So I mean, I don't want to get back into it, this year. As for football and other sports as well, when I have
I'm
the time.
excited. I actually have some more football. I actually have some more stories to talk about for sports. I actually really like sports. The one thing that actually got me into sports a lot more was in 2004. My dad got me a Big Ben Roethlisberger rookie card, which I still have to this day. And I'll show you here.
Oh,
This is a autographed rookie card for Big Ben Roethlisberger. It is worth a
nice.
lot of money. I'm probably going to hold on to it for a little while. I feel like once he gets inducted in the Hall of Fame, which will be he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's going to be probably the headline of the class. Let's be honest here. For this year, the guys who retired in 2022, 2021, they're going to get in 2026, 2027, and he's going to be the first ballot Hall of Famer. Let's be honest here. He'll
Oh
be a
yeah.
first ballot Hall of Famer. He has all the records, the Steeler records. He's going to get the Hall of Fame one. The Eli one is my brother has that one. But for football, I've been watching football since 2004, since Big Ben got in. I watched hockey a little bit after. I watched hockey in 2005 because I wanted to watch hockey in 2004, but that was the year the league was shut down due to the collective
Oh.
bargaining agreement, which kind of sucked
Mhm.
because many people speculated that it could have been the year Calgary could have won the Stanley Cup that year, or that was like one of the best years Calgary had. They could have won the Stanley Cup that year, or maybe the New Jersey Devils could have won that year, which New Jersey was still one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference that year because they had Martin Brodeur, who, when I was living in New Jersey, he was pretty much the talk of the town. Like Martin Brodeur, everyone was a big Devils fan in New Jersey where I lived, so he was the best goalie in the league, and there was no doubt about it. Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
was a lockout year, which sucked. And then I
I
watched
good
hockey in
thing
2005, and it was great.
I'm I'm just thankful that baseball didn't have a lockout this year because I mean they did during the off season, but they almost seemed like they were going to be locked out.
That is
Um,
right.
and that is also back to football. Tom Brady is my favorite football player of all time. You know, Seeing him win the Super Bowls is just crazy of what he's done in his career with the Patriots and now Buccaneers again. And no Antonio Brown this time. So there you go. Uh,
Baby. Oh my god. But I also have one sport I did not talk about that's actually my favorite sport, and that is lacrosse. That is the sport I actually played for most of my life. I played lacrosse in high school all the way to college. I actually played on college, and then I ended up starting refereeing. I now referee football, soccer, and lacrosse. I actually was a good lacrosse referee. I got to be one of the best 20 refs in the state to go to the state semifinals in Florida, where I live now.
nice.
And it was a phenomenal time. I got to go all the way to Naples, which was Really nice area. It was where the Final Four was headed this year. Got to ref that game, and it was absolutely fantastic experience. Being one of only four, like especially being the part of the crew we were on, it was a fantastic time, phenomenal experience. And yeah, it was just a
Phenomenal.
great time. Oh yeah, it was great, especially being seen as some of the best. We had the best lacrosse game of the entire weekend. It was just awesome. So
All right, now I can see this question. Because is it true during the time with you and Romy in Vegas that he really put a hockey stick up your?
no, that's not true at all. Romy did not do that. I actually did go to a hockey game in Vegas. I went to the Golden Knights, one of the Golden Knight games when we were there. It was when they played the Los Angeles Kings. I wanted to go see the Golden Knights, especially because it was their first year. Everyone was excited to go see the Golden Knights. That was like the big thing to do back in 2017. And it was amazing. Absolutely great.
All right. What's your favorite baseball team?
My favorite baseball team is the St. Louis Cardinals. Far none the St. Louis
Oh,
Cardinals. I'm a big diehard Cardinals fan, just like me and my dad. We both love the Cardinals. I started watching them when I was 8 years old. My other favorite teams include the Philadelphia 76ers or basketball, which I don't follow as much as I used to nowadays. I stopped following it recently, but AI is probably my favorite player of all time. Sorry, it's not LeBron, but probably Jordan back there is probably my second favorite.
Pujols and Molina and
Wainwright.
Wainwright is
Yep,
retiring this year.
that's right.
Someone told me, Mr. Lewis, that he saw someone where a certain when Pujols got traded to LA. He said, "No Pujols, no problem." But
Yeah, yeah. Pujols signed with LA did hurt a little bit, but at least he's able to come back here and
twice
retire with the Cardinals. Yeah,
he got
because he was
traded
on.
to LA twice.
Yeah, he did. Once the Angels, once the Dodgers.
What made you uh decide to have the Pickums on Alex channel?
So what was the decision to mainly move the pickums over to Alex's channel? Number one,
Yeah.
I felt like it was time to retire the Pain Game name. It was a stable for a while, but I feel like I wanted to change, and I feel like everyone else on the panel wanted to change. Like me, Alex, and Tiny Tim, we all wanted to change, and I feel like having that change over to not only go to Alex's channel, where I feel like it has a better chance to grow and get more viewers and get more people on it. I feel like that Alex's channel will be able to bring in some more new viewers as well, which my channel unfortunately just doesn't have that kind of power anymore. I feel like my channel really got derailed and it just doesn't get to reach out to as many people anymore, which stinks, but there's nothing I could do about it. And also we wanted to really change the name, and I feel like the new name is a lot better. I feel like it actually works better, especially if our fourth member of our group, Steel Maiden, comes back, because I know Steel Maiden couldn't make it last year because he's working, but this year, hopefully, if he gets things turned around with work, maybe he can make it back this year. But I know Steel Maiden's definitely working hard as well, so that's what we really wanted to change it.
All right. What's your favorite Bowflex episode of all time?
Favorite Bofos episode of all time? That's a good one.
I actually had that question on my list for later, but I guess I'll say it now.
Okay. 188's really good. 113. I do like 124, the first part of it before YouTube cut it down. That was on pace to be phenomenal. That was absolutely on pace to be phenomenal. And yeah, YouTube decided to just shut down the program, which was ridiculous. It was absolutely
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah, like 124. It was, that had a problem with it.
102. 102 also is on there as well. 113, I love the moment where Gary became the chair slayer.
All right. When do you think the TTEC hangouts will come back?
No, it's not coming back. Sorry, Jordan. That's not coming back. I may do videos during the season, but TTC hangouts are pretty much done. I'll do my own hate week videos on TTC videos, but otherwise, I'm not really planning on doing those as much, especially because I'm going to be working a lot more. I'm getting into teaching. That's going to be a lot more of a time requirement for me, especially now that I'm getting into teaching. I have to complete a lot of coursework to get myself caught up. And right now I just don't have the time. I'm gonna be working a lot. I'm getting ready to get my own place within the next few months, so I gotta focus on that. I just won't have time this year because I'm just way too focused on just getting myself set up on teaching, because this is going to be the career choice I made. So now I really have to put my time into just keeping this job, making something out of this job, and just making an impact, because right now I'm just trying to build myself up. So
Yep. I mean, I guess now we can, those people can focus on A-Person 90's con streams whenever he does it.
exactly, I feel like Alex, especially with him
I feel
now,
like
he's
I
definitely
feel,
going to do better
I
too.
feel like those con streams are, better, because more planned and organized and everything.
I agree 100%. I like the call and show ideas. I just wish Alex can do them more. I like that because not only is it you have to keep everyone just says what they want, then they can get out and then they do other
Yeah,
stuff. But
because it could
realistically,
get crowded with everybody in one panel.
yeah, and I can only have about 6 people though, and I just don't want to do like I don't want to do all this stuff with StreamYard. Like I don't mind doing it, but still, I just feel like Alex would be better.
Uh, what is some of your favorite videos that you've been a part of outside of your channel?
Favorite thing outside my channel I've been part of, like a YouTube video series, or
Yeah.
just
Just any video. Oh, those.
like anything I've been a part of.
Yeah, outside of
question.
your channel.
Good question. Probably my favorites were when I was reviewing movies with Austin. Probably my favorite review that we did, it was probably the Starving Games one. That one I just had a great time on. But another video that I think I had a great time on because it wasn't mainly for what was on the video, it was more for the outtakes, was me and Austin's Star Wars Episode 5 review. And that was great because the outtakes, what happened in the outtakes, because we had a buddy of ours, Fred, there, who pretty much was going and saying some of these most ridiculous things when we were trying to record. That was probably the best part, because one of the was where I was wearing a mask. I think I was wearing the Darth Vader mask, and Austin was saying, like, I had to say, Luke, I'm your father. And then our buddy Fred just goes, fuck you, Darth Vader. And we just couldn't stop laughing. The other one
Have I ever done gaming reviews with Austin?
No, I haven't done any gaming videos with Austin, but another one with Austin that we did do is like a short film one where we did the parody of the Garbage Day thing. That was funny too. It was like Garbage Day, where Alex said that. That was brilliant. Another brilliant video, but a lot of videos on Austin's channel I really like doing.
Now, the Pain Game podcast stopped around 98, I think you said. How come that happened, and would you ever do a one-time special like in the future?
The reason why I stopped was there was a couple different reasons. One of them, me and Romy just had a disagreement on just consistent time scheduling, on making it on a consistent day. It was tough because I was working a lot as well, having to just put it on certain days, like having to change it. It was just pretty much a creative difference. Pretty much, if I had to really go up and just say the basic definition, we had creative differences at the beginning. We made up for we apologized and we made up for it. It wasn't that really big of a deal. But after that point, I just didn't feel like the show could continue. I felt like Flicks with the Dicks just continued to bring more momentum, and people wanted to talk more about movies. And this was also the time where if you weren't talking about movies, you weren't really getting anything on the network. Pretty much it was only movies, or sometimes video games. But really, that was all they really wanted to talk about was movies back in the old network days. And that's where a lot of people wanted to do it. We didn't want to really do that. I personally wanted to cover more just outside stuff outside of movies, but still, I feel like movies in general, like I can't make a whole show just based on movies. Would I like to do a one-time Pain and Game podcast reunion? Absolutely. I just don't know when I could do it. Maybe when I get my own place, I would love to do that, just because I probably can have a little bit more fun. But that's just what I think. I would love to do it maybe at some point. Maybe I can do one next year, because I missed the opportunity this year, because I think the first episode was in 2015. Maybe I'll do one for the first ever like a reunion show, based on the first episode that day, maybe I could plan something around that, or maybe around the summer, because I think the first episode was like in May or something like that. Maybe if I could do something around then, that'd be perfect, because then I would have a
Yeah.
lot more time on my hands.
Yeah, do when you have, free time, like when you get moved to your new house and everything.
Yeah,
situated.
Romy and Shane too. That would also be a thing,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I think it would be perfect.
Shane was
with
one of
me,
the
Romy, and
stars of
Shane.
it.
Hell yeah, just me, Romy, and Shane. I think we could all put on a great show, like a one-time reunion, like tour special or whatever. Just make that'd be amazing. I would love to do that sometime in the future.
What are you most proud of as for the success history of Pain Game?
What am I the most proud of? Well, one of the things I really was happy about doing was getting over 1,000 subscribers. That was one of the things where I really felt like that was a big accomplishment of mine. I wanted to get over 1,000 subscribers. I did, and it was awesome. And then, unfortunately, YouTube decided not to monetize my channel, but was ridiculous. But that was also just because of just basic YouTube stuff. YouTube's just ridiculous in regards to just what do they want to monetize and everything, which I'm not going to complain about that. But you know what? At the end of the day, there's nothing I could really do. The one thing we did get a lot of success with a lot of the viewership in Pain Again, and it definitely brought me to meeting new people, and it also led me to meet. It also led to me meeting Romy and Gary, which was also very awesome, because I met Shane in person multiple times, but getting to meet Romy and Gary for the first time was great, especially meeting Pops and Romy's mom. That was also great too.
Oh yeah. The Pain Game podcast is inspired a lot of people to do their own show, like based off of it. What was your first impressions of Rent You Rave when it first became like it was based off of your show, I believe, and other people doing their type of shows?
Well, what originally the first spin-off of Pain Game I felt like was Flicks with the Dicks, and I was impressed because at the time I felt like it was definitely had a good start to it. But the one thing that probably brought it down, Flicks with the Dicks down a little bit, was he should not be named. We're not going to mention his name here, but when he was on for this channel, he did what he could. For at the beginning, he was fine. This person, I'll send you in the private chat, but I'll tell you in the private chat, but yeah, that's the person. But when he was on the beginning, it was fine, but after all, it just continued to get worse and worse. And then when you brought on Austin and Alex, the show got better, and then you end up going to both of us, which was a much better idea, especially getting out of that Flicks with the Dicks mindset, because they wanted to talk more about stuff that's not just movies. They wanted to branch out more, and I feel like both of us became the successor to Pain and Gain. And Rant and Ray being a lot focused on wrestling, I do like that, because Rant and Ray does have some good things going for it, especially when the time Romy came on that had that huge rant. That was amazing as well. So I do like the fact that it was able to lead into many people building their own shows, and I like the fact that I was able to have people inspire a lot of people to make their own shows. It was a good thing, and I really like that.
What do you think about what do you think of the Rant and Rave show?
What do I think about Rant and Rave? From when I've seen it, it's been good, but I haven't had a chance to watch as much as I wanted to. But when I've seen it, it's good, and I think you guys do have a good dynamic going.
All credit to Brian Martin. With the whenever he does interviews and stuff. I mean, people still give a lot of credit to him for this show.
Oh, Brandon Martin, dude, he has good connections, man. He's very good at what he does. So I'll give Brandon Martin a ton of respect. He does really good things.
And of course, last year, Valentine's Day, when it was created, the Bummity 5, which is now the Bummity Bozos. What do you think of that?
That's right. Oh, guys, someone has a question about Valentine's Day as well. And Jose asked that, and I want to answer that really badly. So, what is the thought of the video of my special love letter to Lucas?
I remember this. And when I first saw this comment on here, I was just like, what is he talking about? But I'm like, oh, yes, that was.
Yeah. Garrett Bear, I love you. I do it most of the time just to piss him off, but sometimes though, that was where it was peak shenanigans with me and Gary. I just do this stuff a lot of the time just to mess with him because it's funny. We did it just to like back and forth just to mess with each other. I mess with him, he messed with me. So it never really intended to be like an actual thing. Wait, I don't even know what that says.
I just told Gary that you love him.
Of course. Yeah, Gary Bear's gonna be like, I know what Gary's gonna say. At the end of the day, there's nothing I can really do about that. But still, I find it funny though. At the end, I just love doing it. That love letter to Lucas was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I was laughing hysterically for like 5 minutes straight. That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Here's a little question here that I think is an A plus. How does it feel to be the queen of the network community?
Oh my god. Oh my god. The Beauty of the Network Award. Oh god. I honestly don't mind it at all. I really don't mind it. I was upset at first, but you know what? I think it was a good joke, and I really do appreciate that people do think of me as the beauty of the network. Because hey, I may even have the hair for it, but still, you know what? I thought it was a funny thing. I love the reaction. I think that was probably the biggest thing of that night, that network award show. That was the best thing out of it. So I really like that. And hey, do I have it? Oh no, it's not in here. I had a crown, but it's not in here. But anyway,
Hey,
so
Maddie's here. Hello there.
hello. But yeah, still, I think it was funny though, and I beat it out by 1 vote. I wonder who that vote was. It wasn't me though. So,
And also, yes, Maddie is also from Canada as well.
ooh, Canada, nice.
And my next question is, so after you saw both of us on the sofa, so what was? I think I explained this about your first impressions of both of us, but what do you think about the success of both of us back then and now? After painting.
So back then, it took a little bit to take off. I feel like after I helped out get it started, I feel like the first few episodes, it took a little bit of time just to get the ball rolling. But I think ever since Alex became like the other co-host of both of us, I feel like that was one of the things that made it take off because Alex brings a whole new element to the table. He's hilarious. He has some great topics, and I love Shane to death, man. He's one of my BFFs, but I know he
yes.
works so damn hard, and he wasn't able to make a majority of it. And I know he's got so much stuff going on, especially with him having to get his own place. He got dealt a bad hand. He's making the best out of it. But having Alex on is phenomenal, and having Shane on at all was a treat. But if the problem was just him not coming on, it did feel like it was just tough. Just having Romy, Gary, and Austin around and they could still provide great content. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like Alex just made it that much better. I feel like, and I think it's very much more of a success. And
Yes.
that's what I think personally. I do think Shane being one of those original people, like being on Pain Again and then being on Spofas, I feel like that was better because he didn't do as much with flicks because he doesn't really see movies. Like me and Shane don't really see that many movies nowadays compared to what we used to. Like I used to watch movies all the time, but I just haven't had time for it. Pure and simply put, is a lot of films just don't get the attention I want to see. Or it's just I'm way too busy. Like I only go see films at theaters I actually want to see. Like Doctor Strange, I saw with my brother and his girlfriend. I saw Batman. That was one of my buddies I saw from Georgia. He lives in Georgia. I got to go see it with him. And then I saw the movie Nope with Austin. I absolutely love that. So a lot of movies say suck. I do agree with that. They have very bad messages. That's why I don't watch a lot of TV either, or specific shows. I'll just want to watch certain things. That's pretty much where I'm at because I do need to catch up on one show though. Speaking of one show, there is one show I need to catch up on. And that is Better Call Saul. Yes, because that's one of the ones I had to catch up on because I love Breaking Bad. I finished Breaking Bad. I saw El Camino, and that was a great epilogue to the show. And now I just need to finish Better Call Saul because it's on its final season. So.
By the way, about the the awards of you being the queen of the network, what year was that?
I think that was 20. No, I think it was after Vegas, so I think it was 2018. I'm pretty sure it was 2018 because it was after we met in Vegas. I definitely think it was after we went in Vegas. So I think that was the last time we had it, and then we just haven't had it since. But there really isn't a need to. Gary's pretty much said it best. It's not really something we really need to have anymore.
How does it feel to get $1 million on the no deal? Kind of.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That video. I can't believe Gary did that. That kind of pissed me off a bit that Gary would do that just unintentionally. Where I won the $1 million, I felt like I was cheated out of it. I should have won it, and I want that $1 million now. But at the end of the day, there's nothing I could really do about it. Gary was just being an ass at that time. So what can you do?
Man. I mean, next time I do a another game on here on Chilling3000, I will have you on for redemption because I do like a jackpot, series. Nobody has won the jackpot yet, so maybe you can make a redemption when
That would be
you have the
pretty
time.
cool if I won the jackpot. I would like to win some money. That's for sure.
So, what is some of your best talents and interests in your life of what you like to do when you're not doing YouTube?
Best talents. There are a few good
and
talents.
entrance.
An entrance in regards to like wrestling or just
hobbies.
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 Oh, hobbies. Perfectly. I love going to the beach. That's one of my favorite hobbies, especially as of recently, especially where I live. I love going to the beach. I like going to the gym. I like playing video games, especially my favorite game of all time. Like one of my top favorite games of all time is Cuphead. That's a game that literally I wanted to master that game so I could make Romy suffer. But still, it was a lot of fun. I love that game.
Where is Romy?
Where is Romy? I don't know where Romy is. Probably asleep if I know him.
I think he's in his closet. I mean, I did send him the YouTube link, but
yeah, I think he might be asleep. But still, Romy, that was fun just messing with him. I like playing lacrosse, like reffing. I like playing soccer from time to time. Like sometimes I even like an old school game, like old school board games. I like that a lot as well, like Monopoly. I love old school games. I like collecting certain things, playing party games, just hanging out with friends. Those are some of my basic hobbies. I got the DLC already, and I already S-ranked everything in the DLC. And I even told Romy about it, and he needs to step up his game. You're simply put.
Speaking of DLC, I do want to get that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, classic tracks. But
oh yeah, I heard about Waluigi Pinball. That would be the one. I don't have the game, but that's the one track I would love to play if I still have that game.
So you started the NFL Paint Game Pimpkins back in 2015. 7 seasons. I think that's how long my friend Jason does his podcast. But it's actually very impressive. They did 7 seasons. What made you want to start this podcast, and how did it get the cast for the show, and what was your proudest thing about it?
Well, Painting Game Pick'ems. Back then, when I was doing, at the time I was able to do Painting Game podcasts and pick'ems, I felt like talking about the football games too much on Painting Game was going to distract from the show. So that's why I wanted to make Painting Game pick'ems my own show, and that's why I wanted to do. I got many guests on there from time, including DJ Steve Charisma, Luke Newcomb, Alexander the Great, Shane, Gary, Romy at times. But at the end of the day, it was just trying to do as what I can. I love talking about football. My favorite success, though, is something that not many people saw or knew about until I really started getting into it as much, and it became a big underrated success of mine. That was the Guaranteed Teams to Lose videos. And now it's harder to now think about that nowadays because there really isn't that. There still could be any given Sunday. But back then, it was a lot easier to call the Guaranteed Teams to Lose. And that was especially something I saw from Bleacher Report. And they did that for a while. And then I was the only one that did that on YouTube. And I ended up getting a few thousand views out of that. And I was very proud of that. So that was one of the things I really liked doing.
Now, how did it get the cast? How did you think of the cast members for the show?
For Painting Game Pick'ems, I just wanted people that knew about football. Realistically, I knew Shane doesn't really care about sports as much. He just goes sports ball is the best. So I didn't really ask Shane to do much about it. But Alex definitely had to be on there because me and Alex gone to numerous games. There was also Romy was also passionate about football for a little while. Then he stopped really caring about it as much. Gary did care. He now cares about it more, but back then he really didn't care about it as much. And then just the people I had to bring on, like Luke Newcomb, that was also another person to bring on. and they knew
Yeah.
they were passionate about football. I want people that are passionate about football. That's what made it really successful.
Yeah, I mean, I do plan on making my own football podcast, like me, like learning more about it and just going over the news. Like that's what I want to do, like this fall. Um, so how did it came up with the LCMuscles28 name for your stuff?
Well, it originally was not LC Muscles 28 until probably about 2014 or 2015, before the Muscles podcast. It was originally LC Steeler 16. So
Hmm.
that was my original YouTube name, was LC Steeler 16. Then I was able to finally get it changed to LC Muscles 28 until, like, actually when I started working out. And 28 was also my college lacrosse number. So that was my college lacrosse number when it changes then. But LC Steeler 16 was my original username. That was also when I created the channel back in 2000 when I was 16. So I made it I was unoriginal as possible and just said LC Steeler 16 because that was 16. Love the Steelers, and that was about it. So nothing you can do there.
What's your favorite memories of watching the football games? For me, it's the comeback with the Patriots, but what's yours?
28-3. Oh, that's a good. That was one of the games I was watching. I'm just like, I cannot
Mm-hmm.
believe that actually happened. My favorite football memories, probably Super Bowl 40 was probably one of my early favorites, even though I look back at that game and I thought that was a really bad, poorly officiated game. Like, that game had so many terrible calls in that game. I am not even knowing, as a Steeler fan, that game was so hard to watch. Like, the officiating was so bad.
I think there was a
I
game like in 2019 or something like it was boring, but I don't remember.
Super Bowl 53 Super Bowl 53 is the worst one of all time. Let's not get carried away here. But I will say though that Super Bowl 40 did have one of my favorite plays, that Antoine Randall up past to Heinz Ward, and then Santonio Holmes back in the end zone. Super Bowl 43 was way better. Super Bowl 43 is probably my favorite Super Bowl of all time, other than 13 and probably I would say 42. I think 43, 13, and 42 are probably my top three easily. Probably, and then the other one I really like is probably the one that I thought was really, really good, and it was just an overall fantastic game, was probably Super Bowl 5. No, wait, no. I'm trying to think. Wait, hold on. I can't think of the name. Hold on. Oh, Super Bowl. I can't think of it, but it was another good Super Bowl. I'm trying to remember what teams were in it. I can't remember the game. It's going to come back to me. That was a pretty. So it wasn't Super Bowl 49. Oh, it was 52. I'm sorry, it was 52, where the Eagles beat the Patriots. Nick Foles, Big Dick Nick, got his Super Bowl ring. That was amazing. Even though it has someone in there who's now become infamous, and we don't like him anymore, but still,
Antonio Brown.
no, not Antonio Brown.
Oh.
EDP.
Um.
EDP was in that stadium in that game. And if you don't know the story about EDP, it's a long one. Just look it up on YouTube. It is a sight to behold, but still.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's my thoughts on it.
I remember when the Antonio Brown thing was going on. I mean, I didn't watch it live, but just the story was just crazy.
Antonio Brown, he could have been. And the thing is, if he doesn't take that hit from that concussion in 2015 playoffs, he didn't get that concussion. The Steelers probably could have won the Super Bowl that year. We could have beaten Denver. We could have gone to the Super Bowl that year. I feel like we would have gone to the Super Bowl that year. I felt like we could have beaten the Patriots that year. 2015 was probably the best shot the Steelers had. 2016 was still a good team, but I feel like 2015 had a better defense. We had a better run, and we Ben Roethlisberger was playing a lot better, and Antonio Brown was playing great in that game and we had also had Martavis Bryant, so that also really helped.
I'm surprised actually the Patriots made it to the wild card round last year. I was surprised.
Yeah, Mac Jones is proving out to be the big point. My favorite hockey team is actually the Pittsburgh Penguins. They've fallen since 2005. I like the Devils a little bit too, because my first hockey game I ended up going to was, I think I ended up going to a Penguins Devils game in New Jersey where Martin Brodeur was playing Marc-Andre Fleury as a rookie.
Huh.
Yeah, it was 2003 because I didn't remember, and I liked Fleury a little bit more than Brodeur, but I didn't know about that realistically until 2005 when I really started. I wanted to follow, especially with Sidney Crosby, being the number one pick. I really like Sidney Crosby. Even when people go say, "Oh, Sidney Crosby, a crybaby," he's still the best play. He's still one of the best players in the NHL. He's probably the best player, one of the best players in the NHL right now. Other than Nathan McKinnon and Connor Dare, he's probably one of the top three players right now.
I don't really have a second favorite team for like sports, but for baseball, I do kind of root for the Dodgers because Mookie Betts, signed
Mucky.
signed signed me in baseball when I was going through health issues like back a few years ago when he was with Boston. Like it was, I don't remember how it happened, but he signed me in baseball like when I was in the hospital, and I got home and there's a baseball sign, which was very nice, and he was one
That
of my
is
favorite
very
players.
nice. He's a good dude. Mookie Betts is a good dude.
Yeah.
He's very likable.
I do also like to see, the Padres, be in the postseason, and maybe with the Mets as well, with the team they have with Grom.
We'll see how it is. Hold on, I got something on my phone. Psycho Mike, you got me, you asshole.
Spotlight.
You got me, Psycho Mike. You and your picture. This picture, I'm just like, you made this like oh, Psycho Mike. Goodness gracious. Oh, all right, I'm Brady back. Oh my goodness gracious, Psycho Mike, you son of a bitch.
I tried to do a little spotlight segment, but I guess
no, I got you. No, you're good. It worked. It's Psycho Mike.
Okay.
That's in general, man.
He's number one on my list. So what is this might be a tough one for you, but what is your favorite video that you made of all time?
Favorite what they made?
Video or live stream of all time that you've done.
Oh man, that's realistically a tough one. Oh, there are a couple of ones I could really think of that are some of my favorites. I don't know why. Back when I was like first making YouTube videos back in 2008, I saw this offensive lineman do this dance where he's like, he started doing this funny dance, and I just tried to repeat that. That was probably funny. It was stupid, but it was 2008, and anything tried to go in 2008, so I did that. Favorite live streams, probably the Bofas 188, Painting 88, Flicks 88. They were all fantastic. Probably one of the ones I edited and actually made some myself was a TTC Hate Week for the Raiders last year. That one, I got so much praise for that video, and it was phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people talked about it because I pretty much made one of the best videos of the year. It was called Hate Week. Pretty much we talk about smack about each other's teams. So that was great. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I had. I don't know if there's any other thing specific. Probably Pain and Gain 80, Pain and Gain 60 and 4 probably up there in regards to live streams. I'm trying to think if there are any other live streams. I like the live streams where sometimes I do get to rant a little bit. One of my ones that really did blow up that was a pretty good ones where I went over that one referee who cost us the game, Walt Anderson. Yeah, I still don't like him. I'm glad he retired that year, but still.
I remember that one right video when you share screen some evidence about something on the live stream. I don't know.
My burial live streams. I forgot about those until now. Those are some good ones as well. Going against Jacob Jerkoff, John Burns, Jacob Jerkoff, John Burns is Mr. Casual, Mark Sanders, the delusional John Cena fan. This guy is real shit 412, and many others. Man, there were some good ones.
We've been having people who have been number one fans as of late, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh no, I know who it is too. I know who it is too.
By the way, about sports, all I'm gonna say this here to get this off my chest: the two teams I hate, this is mostly baseball, are the Yankees and the Astros. I mean, the Astros I kind of have a little bit more, respect them before, but those are the teams I don't like.
I can understand. You're a Red Sox fan. I completely understand the hatred for the Yankees. I completely understand. I am not a Yankees fan at all. Absolutely would never like the Yankees. Even though the Cardinals have beat the Yankees multiple times in the World Series, I still don't like them. Probably
And
a team I don't like
also,
is probably
you
the
just swept
Royals and
them.
the Brewers too.
Your Cardinals just swept the Yankees.
Yes, we did just sweep the Yankees. Yeah.
Yeah. How about them? Count Victor. He's a Yankees fan, unfortunately, but
yes, A Bomb. The streams with A Bomb are also great, dude. A Bomb's a legend too, man. He was great. 21 years, 21 fucking years. I remember that too. Walt Anderson. I'm glad he's retired. He was an awful referee. Very awful.
the Blue Jays are also on my list for what they did in that blowout game, Mike.
Oh, the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays. I know Psycho Mike's can definitely say something about that.
What is your favorite TV shows to watch?
Favorite teams to watch for like
TV shows.
TV shows. Not as many as I used to watch. Like there are a few shows I watch nowadays I really like. Like what I have is like definitely some different categories for shows I like to watch. I like watching American Dad, not as much Family Guy anymore. I used to like old Family Guy, old school Family Guy. I just don't like them like Family Guy anymore. Modern Family Guy is absolutely atrocious, other than the rare miracle, especially because they replaced Adam West, which I think was a terrible idea. They should have just ended the show, but money talks and they just want more episodes. American Dad's just continuing to get better and getting more original, especially with just the better storylines. Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul are phenomenal TV shows. The Animaniacs reboot was really good. For anime, I do like a few animes like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, One Piece are also really good. For other shows, I need to watch. One of them I did watch recently was The Boys. That's a really good show. Invincible's really good. I definitely am not a big TV guy like I used to be. I like the old school days of game shows. I love the old school game show days, but not anymore.
Mr. Lewis is here, and by the way,
BoJack Horseman. Thank you, Don. BoJack Horseman. I absolutely love that show. It's great on Netflix. Bill is F is for Families, another good one. Those were some of the shows I wanted to mention. And then the Cuphead show. I can't forget about the Cuphead show. That's a great show as well. I love the Cuphead show, especially because the new season's coming out soon, along with Stone Ocean for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I'm excited for. That comes out in September. So I'm very excited.
About Danny, Lucas is a Cardinals fan as well, but you're not from St. Louis.
No, I'm not from St. Louis. My dad been watching My dad started watching him when he was 9 years old. So he's been watching him since, and I started watching when I was 9 years old.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. It's a guilty pleasure for me. Like, it's not the best movie out there, but I will enjoy it. I will watch it and enjoy it for what it is. It's a fun movie.
Yes, Cardinals. No pool host, no problem. Anyway, do you have any? Do you like the TV shows Big Brother, The Amazing Race, and Survival? Survival.
The Amazing Race and Survivor. I ended up watching The Amazing Race very early on. I never really got the hype for it. I just was never a fan of The Amazing Race. Survivor was more of a fan of Survivor, but I barely watched either of them. Like they're both weren't my cup of tea realistically for like shows I really wanted to watch that could get me in. Like Breaking Bad, I wish I watched it when it was coming out. And I love the fact that I was able to binge that show. That was phenomenal. Gravity Falls is also another good show I like, but those kind of reality kind of shows, I never could get into them. The only time I ever watched like a reality show like that, like one of those competition shows, was The Bachelorette, because one of my actual good friends, Tyler Cameron, was on The Bachelorette, and he ended up making it to the final 2 of The Bachelorette, and now he is a huge success. He is over, like, when I knew him, I've known him since high school, but Back then, he ended up getting like over like 1,000. Like I've been friends with him since he had like over like 500 Instagram followers. Now he's over like 2.5 million Instagram followers, which is insane.
I'm
That
almost
is
up to
nuts.
200. I'm almost up to 200. So if anybody wants to follow me on Instagram, Devil34 from underscore. I'm trying to get to 200.
I can't believe he's at 2.5 million now. It's nuts to see that though. Over 2.5 million. Oh
Wow.
my god. But I know
Insta-
plenty of good friends though that actually ended up becoming really big stars, or I even know a couple of professional football players too. So
Yeah, Instagram is a good app to use. Better than TikTok. Anyway,
I agree. I'm never on TikTok. I never use TikTok. Never will download it.
Yeah, people, learning that to never use it it will make you, look toxic or
Yeah, TikTok is where pink sauce became popular, and if you don't know about pink sauce, that's a whole different story. But I don't think anyone should ever like. I don't know how that even became a thing, but still.
You know what people should use? Be Real. It's a new app where people talk you get a notification once a day and then take a picture of what you're up to. Once per day is pretty interesting app. Be Real.
That's interesting.
So, do you have any favorite video games to play?
Favorite video games? There's a few. Cuphead, of course. Shovel Knight was another great one. I love all the series of Shovel Knight. I like playing a lot of the retro games. One recent game I got and I absolutely love is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I actually will show you some of my systems I have. I actually can pull it over if I can actually just do. Hold on. Yeah. And right there, I have the Wii U. I have the Nintendo Switch. I have the GameCube. And I have... Those are the ones I have. I also have a PlayStation 4 as well, but that's boxed off. That's going to go in my new place. I'm going to set all that up when I have the chance, but I really do like my Switch. I like my GameCube. I have Mario Party. I also have a lot of retro games on my Wii U, especially the fact that Wii U's are now actually considered expensive because they never sold that well. They were one of the least successful platform consoles ever.
Oh, this is a good one.
Oh, God. Favorite Romy loses video. That one I don't know. I don't know because there's so many good ones, man. I had to go back and look at all of them. I had to look at some of the titles because if I do, then I'm gonna be like, if I do, then I'm just like, I had to think about. Oh man, I'm trying to think of what I was gonna say for Romy loses his.
That is a lot of them.
So there's a series. There's a lot of videos. Dang, I'm trying to find some of the other ones.
I don't remember.
Romy loses his Reese's Puffs was another one. Romy loses casino chips. Romy loses his root beer float. Romy loses his jelly donut. Romy loses his car. Though Mr. Garrison loses his car. Is the one time that had the subverted expectations. Though Mr. Garrison loses his cards. That was phenomenal. Romy loses his pickles. Oh, there are some good ones. The Shoots and Ladders one's also good too, man. So many good ones, man.
We all know about pickles. What is your favorite music? Like favorite music to listen to?
I don't really have too much of a favorite. I actually do like listening to a lot of video game music especially recently. I've been listening to a lot of Star Fox 64 music because I absolutely love that game. Star Fox 64 is probably my favorite N64 game of all time. Video game music is really popular. Like sometimes like Cuphead music soundtrack's been really good. I just listen to a lot of audiobooks. I listen to just like a lot of however I'm feeling, I'll just listen to whatever. Sometimes rap, rock, metal. It just depends on my mood mainly.
Yeah, Music for me, I just listen to it on the radio. While
I
I'm
can't
not
do the
doing
radio
anything.
anymore, man. I can't do the radio. I just can't do interruptions. I just want to go from one thing to the next, one song to the next.
Yeah, I do have to agree. Like, there's a lot of commercials from time to time, but
That's why I don't do
um,
Spotify either. I will never have Spotify because of the ads. I just do not like Spotify ads, and I don't want to pay $9.99 for the free Spotify. No, thank you. I'm good.
but Gary has a lot of records.
He does have records. I actually have a record myself too. It's hidden though. I don't have it here with me, but I do have a record. It's a sealed record though, and I really keep it. It's one of my more valuable things, and it's actually worth it like over $1,000 right now. It's the original Cuphead vinyl soundtrack, and it's kept in like a very collectible case. I keep it sealed and everything because it's worth over $1,000. I'm not going to get rid of it for any time soon.
I'm not sure how many records Mike has because I know he loves music as well.
He is a product now.
I'm gonna say is that Mike and Gary must be twins because they are a lot alike.
They are a lot alike, and Alex has a lot of records too. Alex has a lot of records as well.
So, what has motivated you to stick around of what you keep doing today for content?
What has motivated me to stick around and keep doing content? I just try and do content whenever I can, or whenever I just feel like talking about something I want to talk about, I'll just go live pretty much. It's just more a spur of the moment, anything else. Like sometimes I'll prepare for stuff like the hate weeks this year, I'm going to prepare for. That'll be something I really prepare for this year. Otherwise, though, most of it's just spur of the moment content. Like whenever I want to talk about something in particular, I'd rather just talk about it, just say my piece personally.
Oh yeah. What is one dream that you have yet to accomplish in your life?
One dream that I've yet to accomplish in my life. That is a good one. There's a few, to be honest with you. One of the things I want to do is be able to travel more. I really want to be able to travel more, like to certain areas. Like I want to go back to Vegas. I want to go see certain things. Like I want to go visit other monuments. I want to be able to just be able to see people, be able to just travel more. I want to get a girl. I know one of the things I definitely want to get a girlfriend. That's definitely something down my path. It's gonna happen someday. I know it's gonna happen, but I'm just waiting for the right one. If I had any other dreams that I really want to go to, I want to eventually go to Lambeau Field. I wanted to go last year. I just did not have the money for it. And going to Green Bay Packer games is insanely expensive. Like the tickets I wanted to go last year, it was around $630 for nosebleed seats, plus the flight, plus the hotel. There was no way I was getting that.
Oh,
Absolutely not. But this year, I'm hoping to go to a few games. I'm definitely going to go to a few games this year, and I just want to be able to go to more games.
That was last year, right?
Yeah.
Because
last year was Green Bay. I wanted to go so badly.
Because for the past 2 years, everything is expensive. Taxes.
Yeah.
Gas.
Everything just went up because of inflation, but I'm hoping within the next couple of years everything starts going back down. It's a matter of time, even though right now we're in a recession. But I think it won't last too much longer. Hopefully.
Plus, I think it may have to do something with the war as well with Ukraine and Russia. No.
There's a lot that goes into it, to be honest with you, and I really don't want to go on a tangent about it because I will be here at least for 3 hours, and I really don't want to do that. Am I going to go Steelers this year? Yeah, no, it's at least 3 hours plus of me just discussing all of that, but I really don't want to get into it. It's definitely Sunday night, and I have to get ready. I know I have to start. I know I'll be on here, but then I'm probably. Don't know what else I'm going to do the rest of the night. Probably take it easy. Am I going to go to Dolphins Steelers this year? Yeah, I am going to Dolphins Steelers this year. Absolutely. That's definitely going to be my birthday present myself is definitely going that game.
Have you talked about, doing another Vegas trip, with Gary Jerome? And
I absolutely want to, and I would love to. The problem is Gary's just not being able to find a job recently. He's hopefully going to get something soon. I'm starting a new career with new job, new expenses. It's going to be sometime in the future. We're planning on next year. That's definitely the plan. Austin We like to have Austin and Alex go this time as well because,
Definitely.
and then Shane, if Shane moves there, it'd be better because Shane could just meet us there. But
Hmm.
I don't know what's up with Shane right now. I haven't heard from him in a while. But the good
Yeah.
thing is, Shane definitely will be moving there, and at least once Shane moves there, it'll be a little easier for all of us to coordinate because then Romy could just drive. Romy and his mom could drive up there. Gary, me, Alex, Austin can all fly there, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like Gary and Pops, and we'll definitely planning on it. I just don't know when. Hoping it's next year because definitely feel like next year is the best year to do it. So.
Shouts to Shane. I don't know like exactly like 100% of what's going on with him, but I hope he's doing okay. I haven't
Shane's
seen
just
him.
Shane's just been working like a mother effer, man. He's been working like crazy.
I haven't seen him since both of us 200, which you were actually making a cameo on.
That's right. Yeah, I did. But Shane's just been busy, so
Yes, playing GTA. Well, better than Fortnite. Um. So
get into that.
yeah, never play that game, folks. So and with Vegas as well, you should definitely like make content in Vegas, like with vlogs or something, because I don't recall doing vlogs for it last time, but you really should do vlogs of
Well,
that.
we technically did do a Flicks with the Dicks episode in Vegas. We did do an episode, but it was on my channel because Gary and Romy just did not have the access to it. And I brought my laptop then. I brought my laptop so we were able to do the recording from my laptop. We were able to have it on my channel. It's on Flicks with the Dicks episode 32, and it is on my channel if you guys want to find out and watch that episode. It's kind of like considered like a lost episode in a ways because people look on Gary's channel and say, "Oh, where's that video?" Oh, it's on my channel. So if you look on my channel, it's there. Flicks with the Dicks is on there, and you'll be able to watch it. And that was when we were all in Vegas, and it was a lot of fun. That was one of the ones I also really like doing as well.
Yes, I do like Fall Guys as well. I just hope that they make some updates.
Fall Guys.
I just hope they made some updates because when it first was available for free, it kept crashing on me. But hopefully they figured it out for my PC.
Do. That is good with Fall Guys. That's another game I like playing sometimes. I haven't played it at all recently, but I would definitely get back into it. But the good thing about that Vegas trip was that was also when Cuphead just recently came out, and that was one of the things we really like talking about. Especially me and Romy, we talk about that a lot. Watch a lot of videos together, especially when we were in Vegas. That was something that definitely brought us together. So hopefully, when Romy does play Cuphead, the DLC, you better do it soon, Romy. We're gonna have more to talk about it because I beat the DLC. Romy hasn't even gotten it yet, so he needs to step up, pure and simple.
I don't want to do like more gaming videos or also more gaming like on Chilling3000 like with other people. Like hopefully we can play some video games sometime because it's a lot of fun doing video games with other people.
It is, especially one of the ones I like doing as well as Among Us. I like that game as well.
Oh yes,
Among Us.
Troy knows about Among Us, and I like to play as well. I want to do an episode of that. So what do you have planned for the future, like ahead of you? Like what's on your mind?
For the next few months, since football season is coming back, I will be promoting Alex's channel a lot. I will be promoting the live streams a lot because we'll be doing the 4 Horsemen of Pick'ems. That is the official new name. It is called the 4 Horsemen of Pick'ems. The first episode of the 4 Horsemen of Pick'ems is going to be September 7th. And it is going to be a great show. We got our season prediction. Yep, a month from today. That's right. It is a month from today. That's crazy to think about. A month from today, we got the first 4 Horsemen of Pick'ems episode. That's
what days? What days of the week will be going live?
Wednesday nights. It'll be Wednesday nights. It'll be Wednesday nights. It'll be the day before the first game, usually of the week, which is usually most of the time, usually Thursdays. So that's nice. Other than that, I will be doing Hate Week videos, which, if you don't know what the Hate Week videos are, it's from the TTC Hate Weeks. There are videos where you have like a matchup you're going against. So you pretty much talk trash about the team you're facing. Like, for example, week 1, I'm going to play, we're facing the Cincinnati Bengals, and I have a video planned, and we're going to talk trash about the Cincinnati Bengals because that's where we're playing week 1. And then we continue on throughout each and every week. We try and continue on and do videos. And we also make bets with each other. Like, if one of our teams wins, like, say, for example, the Steelers win, the person I'm trash talking and who accepts the bet has to do what I want for that video. Like, say, for example, like, if your team loses, you have to pour a bucket of ice water over your head.
Mike has a question here. Will we have a spin-off weekly YouTube show starring both of us? I would actually like to do that.
That'd be fun, but I don't know if I have time. It'd definitely be something I might be able to plan down the road, but right now it's just going to be tough. But definitely in the future, expect me to come back and do some more stuff on YouTube, but I'm just trying to get myself establishing my career realistically. That's just my main goal right now, is now that I got the job I want, like one of the job, at least I got my starting job that I want to at least get a start in my job. It's now just focusing on getting that focused and going forward. But I wouldn't mind doing some stuff and coming on and doing some stuff on the side once in a while. That's for sure.
Me and you can talk about possibly doing our own show, like once you get in the house and everything. So
yeah, in the future, definitely in the future, I definitely want to get back in the swing of things. Once I have my own place, have my own schedule and everything, and have at least consistency with my job where I'm not nearly working as much, then it'll be a lot easier. Right now, it's just really tough because I'm just working a lot. And I'm having to do what it takes right now. Right now, that's what everyone's doing. We have to do what it takes just to make sure we pay our bills, and I'm doing what it takes. So not much I could do right now.
Yeah. And speaking of shows, this Tuesday, the Popcorn Panel Podcast, me, Victor, and a bar will be hosting it. And it's basically about movies. We'll be doing a topic, one each, and then we'll review the movie. We have 10 movies on the wheel. Excuse me. 10 movies on the wheel. You pick one, we review it. And it's going to be on my YouTube channel here, along with Apple Podcasts. So it's going to be Tuesday nights as the premiere. So feel free to check it out. And no, it's not a rip off of any show. This is our own thing that I actually gave an idea to Tanner, Hunter, and Victor about, because they are. I've seen them talk about movies a lot, and I thought, why not do their own show, and that's how it came to be.
Nice.
So,
that's good though. Hey, it's a good idea.
Yes, so it'll be tomorrow night.
Tomorrow's Monday night.
I mean
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Tomorrow,
yeah, you're good.
Tomorrow night is both of us, but I'll be at Cape Cod, so hopefully I'll be able to join that in the live chat. But speaking of both of us, what's your thoughts, about the success of that show has right now with the 200 episodes plus, and how much success it has in the past years?
I love the fact that it got to 200, and I'm just hoping it continues on further. I know Gary, Romy, Alex, and Austin could take the show how longer they ever want to go. They can continue to do it for however they long to go, and I want to see them continue to do more and have successful things happen with the show, because I want to see more things happen. I feel I try and watch as much as I can. It's even if I have to watch the replay because I'm working that night, I will still watch it, and I just really hope it continues to just be a very successful show.
Yes. And also speaking of shows, I guess the network community has a show every day. We have both of us Monday, Tuesday, the Popcorn Panel now. Wednesday is your upcoming football show. Thursday is Rent and Rave. Friday is Chilling3000, and Saturday the Bummy Bowl shows. And as for Sunday, I guess it's an off day, but at least every day of the week, people are.
No, definitely is a lot. That's for sure.
Yeah, and also for Twitch, I really want to get back to that. It's just a bit busy and all that stuff. But once I get settled like this fall or something, I'll get back into it. I'm just trying to get video schedule uploaded for the future and all. So I think that'll be it for this Chilling3000 Hangouts episode 60.
Sounds good.
Not Painting 60, Chilling3000 episode 60.
No, I got you.
So you have anything to say for the final words?
Final words. Thanks for having me on, David. I really appreciate it.
Mhm.
Just expect content from me whenever I just post sporadically on my channel. Whatever I post, wherever I feel like posting, I'll just post. Stay
Mhm.
tuned for the future. I got some cool stuff coming up. But otherwise, with that being said, see you guys later and stay awesome. Have a great night.
Yes, indeed. And check out his channel, LCMuscles28. He actually, kind of started the legacy of him and Jerome with Flicks and Painting. Shout out to them. And also I want to give a shout out to Mike and the bar for giving me the idea to do this interview. And shout out to Abara who's fighting COVID right now. So shout out to Abara. Hopefully he'll be able to watch this when he's healthy. And thank everybody who's tuned in the live chat. It really means a lot. Every time I do a live stream, I just want some people in the live chat. I don't care how many. I just want the people to have a good time on the show, and that's my plan for every stream is to have a good time and be yourself. Be yourself is key, and have a good quality entertainment for everybody. So, with that being said, God bless you all. Have a great night and stay healthy for a better than tomorrow. Yeah.
Bye.